As you know, Kyle, we opened last December. We have a really good feedback from members. They're enjoying it. Tell us, what are your thoughts from the back nine?
I'm very pleased to hear that the members are enjoying the first 9 holes that we've completed here at Las Brisas. And now as we turn our attention to the second 9, there's a few observations here that I made about the back 9. One of those being that the back 9 is in a much smaller, more constrained piece of land. Of course, the housing that was introduced many years ago from the 14th hole all the way to the finish of the golf course has created quite a bit of congestion along the perimeter of the golf course. And so as we look forward to what our opportunities are on the back 9, I think there are many. One of the opportunities we have is to make this second 9 be of the same strength and similar character to what we've just done on the first 9 holes. Part of creating this similar kind of balance within the 2 9s is the introduction of the 15th hole as a par 5 hole. As you know, historically, there's been a lot of issues with balls going out of bounds from the tee, the severe dog leg to the right there, as well as the long series of walkbacks from 15 to 16 to 17 at the finish of the golf course. So the finish of the golf course, absent the 18th hole, is not as strong as a lot of the earlier holes on the existing course. So now with the front 9 completed, we turn our attention to the back 9. We have the opportunity to make some adjustments to the second 9. I think the confidence, hopefully, of the members and what we've done with the first 9 will allow us to go forward and do what we would like to do for the second 9.
Kyle, why don't you take us through the back 9 holes?
As we begin on the 10th tee, you'll notice that that tee has been elevated and slightly lengthened. The existing path from the 18th green still maintains access to the clubhouse below the new wall that's placed in front. A new front tee has been positioned to the right-hand side of the existing tee line, just left of the existing cart path. And then as you move down the fairway, you'll notice 2 new bunkers that have been placed on the inside of the dog leg for those who currently try to shorten the hole by cutting the corner, while allowing still the high handicap player more area on the right-hand side of the hole. The green and the surrounding bunkers have been pulled forward slightly to allow for softer slopes around the green complex, very similar to what we did on the first 9 holes. The 11th hole is in its same position, beautifully looking downhill over the existing lake with a line of tees playing from left to right. The green's been pulled forward and repositioned with more pin positions now close to the lake edge. The greenside bunkers have been moved behind the green to grab balls going long over the green and to protect the right side entry for those who play away from the water. Then we come to the par 5 12th hole. If you notice, the back tees have been shifted right to the other side of the creek. So now all the tees are on the same side of the creek. This eliminates the need for the fence, the existing fence, on the left side of the tee. In addition, fairway bunkers short right have been replaced with 1 new target bunker that will come into play for the longer hitters. 2 new bunkers have been added to the outside of the second turn point. These bunkers create better separation from the housing and penalize those players who play too far away from the water on their second shot. Then the green and surrounding bunkers have been repositioned to tempt the long players to try to reach the short par 5 in 2 shots, but with increased risk of the inaccurate shot finding the water. The 13th hole is in its same position, but the hole has been shifted left and more into the center of the property, away from the out-of-bounds fence on the right. The existing olive trees, you'll notice, have been planted to the right-hand side of the hole, and these create a buffer to the surrounding development. The fairway bunker concept remains the same, except for 1 new bunker, which has been added on the left, just short of the turn point. In addition, a new back tee has been added to compensate for the green complex, which has been pulled forward to give more space to the property boundary and the adjacent roadway. Similar to hole 13, the 14th hole has been shifted away from the surrounding development towards the interior of the property. The buggy path has been repositioned on the right side of the hole, and several olive trees will be transplanted from the middle of the course to the perimeter in order to create a natural buffer from the homes. Drives that land near the new right side fairway bunker will be left with the best angle to approach the new green, which has been relocated just in front and right of the existing lake. As the longest par 4 on the course, this hole will greatly expand the variety of two-shotters. You will notice that the turf nursery has now been shifted from the center of the property to the perimeter of the property in the location of the existing 14th green. The proximity of the existing houses on the right of the existing number 15, plus the severity of the dogleg around the houses and the relationship of the green to number 12 and number 16 tees have created issues for the club since the land of the short course was sold for housing many years ago. The approach shot plays slightly uphill to a natural green site and favors a left to right shot. The existing African trees beautifully frame the green on the right. This will now balance the course, giving the back nine a strong uphill par 5 and the course to once again play to a par 72. The existing par 3 16th hole has been repositioned into one of the most beautiful parts of the entire site. This downhill par 3 offers expansive views of the clubhouse behind, the existing lake of number 18 on the right, and the cascading waterfall in the foreground. The combination of these elements provide a majestic and challenging setting for the shortest hole on the course. This challenging par 4 plays in the opposite direction of the existing 17th hole. The tees are positioned near the existing lake, and the drive plays to a landing area that's in the same area as the existing number 17 hole. The tee positions allow for both longer and shorter players to reach the top of the hill from the tee. Then from the top of the hill, the approach shot plays down to a green which sits across the creek, nestled among the olive orchards, just right of the existing 17 tees. The uphill and challenging 18th hole essentially remains the same. The back tees have shifted left, more in line with the middle of the fairway. Also, a new bunker has been added on the left side at the landing area. This bunker will visually define the edge of the existing pond and grab offline drives from the water. Then the green has been shifted very slightly left and forward, very similar to what we did on hole number 2, to allow the existing hillside behind the green to be more naturally connected into the green complex and the surrounding bunkers. The finishing sequence of the last 5 holes have been improved dramatically. Not only have the green to tee walks been significantly reduced, but even more importantly, the variety and beauty of the finishing holes provide a dramatic crescendo to the course.
Kyle, as you know, we've implemented the new tee system, which members are happy with. What's your thought about that?
Well, I'm glad to hear that the members like the new tee system. We've done this on other courses before, and it gives players the opportunity to choose the distance in which they're comfortable in playing. We all know there are low handicap players that are getting older but don't hit the ball as far as other younger players who may be higher handicaps but hit the ball great distances. So this really isn't so much about picking a tee corresponding to your handicap, but picking a tee that you're comfortable with in terms of the overall distance of the course. As you know, the front nine now with the third hole playing is a long par 4. Before it was only 1 meter, technically as a par 5, but a downhill hole that played as a par 4 for most players. That's going to make the front nine play at least one shot more difficult for most of the members. But as a total golf course, the final product here at just under 6,500 meters is a very nice members course. We're still not a really professional course like Las Brisas once was in the past, but we have a good variety of tees in which to play from, where members can choose the tee that they're most comfortable with, so that the overall golf course shouldn't be really more difficult if you play the correct tee. And I think the new system, I'm happy it's being well received, will allow members to do that. So where you used to play the white tees at 5,900, the white tees are now the new 5,900 tees, and the yellow tees are the new 5,600 tees. In the new course, those will be similar distances for the members, but the new course will be one par more than is currently being played today.
When Robert Trent Jones designed the course, we used to have alongside the holes 14 to 18, 18-hole par 3. So obviously, this housing has caused a really negative impact.
As we go through the second nine, we have the opportunity to move the golf course more towards the center of the site. Taking the turf nursery, for example, moving that to the perimeter, and bringing holes 13 and 14, which are currently quite near the out of bounds, the road, creating a little more space, creating a little more beauty, a little more quiet for the golfers. When we come to the 15th hole, of course, we have the opportunity there with the new 14th green position to play this hole now as a par 5 up the hill. As you know, the existing 15th green, it plays into such a narrow area. We have a fence to the left of the 15th green protecting it from the 12th tee. On the right-hand side, we not only have the out of bounds nearby, but we also have the tees of 16 almost on top of the tees. So the opportunity now is to use the vast area where number 16 green sits, relocate number 16 green into one of the most beautiful areas here on the site at Las Brisas, and make it a fantastic short little par 3, which we're really missing now on the back nine. It really gives us a complete, well-rounded golf course.
As you know, we're testing out the putting green. What are your thoughts about that?
It's really nice to see that the putting green is now open for play. The proximity of the putting green to the first tee is so convenient, and so many members walk here. It's nice to be able to walk down to the first tee, hit a few putts before we tee off. One of the things that we'd like to do, and we've already started, but we'll continue to do more this summer and next year, is to have walk paths between not only the putting green and the first tee, but also similar to what we've done between number 3 and number 4 tee, where you can walk up from the green with a nice tightly mown surface and connect the greens with a nice walk path to the next tee. Number 2 is a great opportunity to do that from number 8 to number 9. We've got a number of opportunities through the golf course to create these nice tight walk-offs. That's a nice way for members to be able to travel from green to tee with a little more defined, tightly mown walk paths. One of the great attributes about Las Brisas is the fact that it is such a walkable golf course. No road crossings, tees and greens in fairly close proximity throughout the golf course. It's great to see the members now enjoying the full facility.
Thank you, Carl, for taking the time doing this video, explaining your vision for the future of Las Brisas.